But there's nothing to organize. We're just gonna have like I'm just gonna
Where we going?
beach one.
Okay.
I'm just gonna send a invite out like on Facebook. Yeah, no, but I want to play. Hare Krishna. Let's rise for Srila Prabhupada's Guru Puja. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Bando Mohi Savadana Mate. Bando Mohi Savadana Mate. Jara Prashade Bhai E Baba Toriya Jai. Jara Prashade Bhai E Baba Toriya Jai. Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite. Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Aikya. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Aikya. Arana kare amane asha. Arana kare amane asha. Shri Guru Charana Rati Aise Uttama Gati. Shri Guru Charana Radhe Aise Uttama Gati. Ye prasade pure sarva asha. Ye prasade pure sarva asha. Chakuran diloje janme janme Prabhu se. Chakuran diloje janme janme Prabhu se. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashita. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashita. Prema Bhakti aha hoite avidya vinasha jate. Prema Bhakti aha hoite avidya vinasha jate. Vedagaya haracharita. Vedagaya haracharita. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Jannara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Jannara Bandhu. Lokanath Lokara Jivana. Lokanath Lokara Jivana. Ha Prabhu Kara Daya Deho More Pada Chaya. Ha Prabhu Kara Daya Deho More Pada Chaya. Ebegas Gushukri Bhuvana. Ebegasa Goshokre Bhovana. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Radhe Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astotarasata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astotarasata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj ki Gaur Premanande. His नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपा गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जी श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की श्री गंगा माया की जय, यमुना माया की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and welcome to today's Sunday Love Feast program. Welcome to our online community, and a very big welcome to those who are joining us for the first time. We will now be going into our class, so I humbly request that you please turn your cell phones off or on silent mode. It's an honor and a privilege to introduce you to our speaker today, Her Grace Krsangi Radhe Devi Dasi. And the topic is Transforming the Heart Through Bhakti. Her Grace Krsangi Radhe Devi Dasi is a dedicated disciple of His Holiness Indra Dinumna Swami. She has a rich involvement in ISKCON spanning more than 35 years. She's been raised in a devotee family and has played significant roles, including directing cultural programs for the Durban Ratha Yatra and serving as the media and liaison officer for ISKCON Durban. Nationally, she holds the position of communications director for ISKCON South Africa, and also enriches the spiritual community as the Vaishnavi minister, where she has organized several notable events. Her professional expertise extends to public relations, neuro-linguistic programming, timeline therapy, and life coaching. She's also known for her contribution as a media columnist and a radio personality. I now hand over to Her Grace.
Hare Krishna. That's better. Please join me in singing the Jaya Radha Madhava prayers, and we do this before we start any reading from any spiritual book that just evokes auspiciousness and creates some transcendental sound vibration that we can all evoke the divinity in our heart so that we can connect through the words of the acharyas. So welcome to this program, and please do sing along. Singing is an absolute beautiful form of connection. So I invite you to all please sing along with us. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha. Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Janna. Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi. Yashodhanandana Braja Janaranjana, Yashodhanandana Braja Janaranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Radhanata Radha Radhanata Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Nittai. Their Lordships Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Ki Jai, Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So once again, I'd like to warmly welcome you to the Sunday Love Feast class, and it's interesting that Srila Prabhupada has named this the Love Feast. And I was thinking about that when we were looking at our topic of transforming the heart through bhakti. And when we look at that word transforming and love feast, this is an international society that's filled, or was meant to be filled with love. Right. And that's what we're going to be discussing this morning. So welcome to the Sri Sri Radha Radhanath temple. If you're new to our temple, do not feel intimidated. Right? We're friendly people. And I see such serious faces here. So let's smile. And let's take in at least this next 40 minutes. The world is harsh, right? And everything is heavy upon our shoulders. So when we're in the sacred space, especially when we're looking at starting a new week, that is why Srila Prabhupada had it on a Sunday, start of the new week, refreshed, re-energized, refocused. So let's smile and let's just let go of whatever we're carrying with us, at least up until 1 o'clock after we observe Arti. And then we can go down and enjoy Prasadam and even release more and take in more goodness through Prasadam. So in that mood, I'm going to begin reading this morning from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, and please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, I'm just going to request some assistance with the slides. It's moving on my laptop, but it's not projecting onto the screen, please. Thank you so much, Olika. So we are reading this morning from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 14. Okay, it's moved now. Thank you. I think you just needed to be present in the temple room. Thank you. Okay, so we are reading from chapter 2, text 14, and this chapter is entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized. Mata sprasat konteya shitosna sukhadukadha agham patino anityas tantika sa savbharata. And the translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Translation: O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perceptions, O Scion of Bharat, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. Purport: in the proper discharge of duty, one has to learn to tolerate non-permanent appearances and disappearances of happiness and distress. According to Vedic injunction, one has to take his bath early in the morning, even during the month of Magh, January to February. It is very cold at that time, but in spite of that, a man who abides by the religious principles does not hesitate to take his bath. Similarly, a woman does not hesitate to cook in the kitchen in the months of May and June, the hottest parts of the summer season. One has to execute his duty in spite of climatic inconveniences. Similarly, to fight is the religious principles of the Kshatriyas, and although one has to fight with some friends or relative, one should not deviate from his prescribed duty. One has to follow the prescribed rules and regulations of religious principles in order to rise up to the platform of knowledge, because by knowledge and devotion, one can only can one liberate himself from the clutches of Maya, illusion. The two different names of address given to Arjuna are also significant. To address him as Kunteya signifies his great blood relations from his mother's side, and to address him as Bharat signifies his greatness from his father's side. From both sides, he is supposed to have a great heritage. A heritage brings responsibility in the matter of proper discharge of duties. Therefore, he cannot avoid fighting. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhlistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadhammayam Dadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Patakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrachatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Dam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadhutam Sahagana Larita Shri Vishavitam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gorange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutidevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanat Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachadine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskachyade Satarine. So once again, a warm welcome, and I pray for blessings from the Vaishnavas so that we can speak something that's pleasing to the Acharyas and to all the devotees, friends and well-wishers here with us this morning. So when we're talking about who we are becoming, and I'd like to invite you to also think about these things as we're going along this morning. It's going to be a little bit of an interactive journey. Don't worry, I'm not going to pounce on you to ask you questions, right? So you can relax. But I'd like for you, I invite you to introspect. I invite you to take a moment to think about this in your own life. So as we're going along. So who are we becoming? And the word becoming is a verb because from a noun it translates to a verb with an ing. So it shows that we are continuously evolving. We are changing all the time. I can ask you on the 30th of April, we're 31st of May, 30th of April, were you the same person as you was today? As you were today? No. So imagine in a month from now, who are you going to become? Right? So who are you becoming? And every single day, we're just talking 30 days ahead. What about last year? Who were you last year? Can you even remember? Right? So when we talk about who we are becoming, it is very important for us to understand that there's two things that was very certain in our lives. One is birth and the other one is death. So whatever happens between that time space or that timeline is every day we becoming a new version of ourselves. And I'm sure you've heard this term coined, become the best version of yourself. How do you do that? But we're going to get into that today. So how do I live? What are my choices? And what are my daily practices? That's actually enforcing who we are becoming tomorrow. Exactly how we live and what we do every single day that makes us who we are. So this verse that we have read, is quite a critical verse in the Bhagavad Gita, because it is setting the scene of Lord Krishna and Arjuna on the battlefield. So here Arjuna is asking, but why do I need to do this? I'm not feeling comfortable to get into this battle. What to speak about with relatives, right? I'm not feeling, Krishna, why do I have to do this? And here, this is a critical verse of setting the scene in the Bhagavad Gita. So when and why is the Bhagavad Gita given to us? Because it gives us the answers to all our questions in this lifetime. So this whole pastime didn't have to happen, but it happened to unpack the tools that we need to live our life to become the best version of ourselves. So once we understand the why in our life, I'm going to give you a simple example. So when we all go to work, right, sometimes work is very heavy and intense. Agree? Those who still go to work? A lot of retirees sitting here, I can see. But those who still go to work every morning, you wake up and you say, but why do I have to go? But if you understand your why, you follow through the day, correct? And you do the next day, and you continue. But you have to understand your purpose. So here Krishna is actually saying to him, you are a Kshatriya. This is your duty. You've got to continue. So when we understand the why in our lives, when we become purpose-driven, we are then able to follow through our prescribed duty. Now, life is heavy, we said, and I'm not going to shy away from that discussion and make it all palatable. Because they often say that the Hare Krishnas always make life this way, right? But we are frank about it. Why? Because we've also been given the tools to say we can shift from the heaviness of life to life being blissful. And here this Bhagavad Gita is actually giving us this entire answer. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, this is your duty. So here as we go along, the Bhagavad Gita is actually known as the earliest form of an antidepressant. Now psychosomatic prescription drugs are given when you are going through stuff, right? Their lordships, Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki jai, Srimad Mahaprabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande. So when this Bhagavad Gita is given, it is the earliest form of an antidepressant. Now we look upon prescription drugs, pharmaceuticals, we do all of that because the Bhagavad Gita starts with the why, as we are explaining here, Krishna is explaining to Arjuna. And how does it end in the 18th chapter, 1866? Sarva dharma paritriyaja mamekam saranam raja. He says, abandon all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. So he starts with the purpose. He starts with understanding what is my purpose, the why in my life. Let go, he explains, Krishna explains to Arjuna throughout the Bhagavad Gita. He's letting go through all the chapters. And eventually, at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, the summary, the conclusion is, let go of everything and surrender unto me. I shall protect you from everything that this world actually will throw at you. So this is why it gives us everything that we need. Now, another thing is here, it's very important for us to understand, and I'm going to just get this out there early so you can think about it as we're going along. There's two things, right? There's problems in life and there's calamities. Two very different words. Problems, they're material problems. We can solve them. We can manage them. Let me give you a simple example. If you have car problems, you can go to a mechanic, you can go to a dealership, you can go book your service, you can sort it out, you can manage the car problem. Correct? Can be managed. A problem can be managed. Agree with me. Calamities are deep. Calamities are emotional distress that we can't manage. Calamities are like death. Things that we can't just go to a store and sort out. Like a child who wants to go to university and doesn't get placement. We can sort it out. Somehow we can make a plan. That's a problem. A material problem can be solved. But when we look at calamities, the only way we can actually deal with calamities in our lives, say for instance, like a diagnosis of a terminal illness. When somebody close to us dies, that is a calamity. And the only way we can tolerate or we can live through calamities is through tolerance. And when we look, the Bhagavad Gita also says to us that these emotional calamities are a deep dive. It gives us an opportunity to dive deep within us. How many of us have faced calamities in our life? Things where we say, this is doom and gloom. What am I going to do? I can't face another day. But when we shift that perspective and say, this is deep blessings, what am I learning from it? What is Krishna trying to give me here? How do I unpack this? We actually understand that calamities are a blessing. The heaviness of life can become a blessing. Coming back to our why. So again, we move on. We say, and in the Bhagavad Gita, it is explained that the demigods are in constant joy. The demigods, Brahma, they're in constant joy. Lord Shiva, all joyful. Why? Because they're meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They're always happy. I don't think we've ever seen an image of a demigod that's unhappy. So they are in constant joy. Animals are in constant fear. Why? Fear of being slaughtered, fear of being in the forest, of having other animals attack them. Their lives could go at any moment. And Bhagavad Gita says humans are in constant lamentation. Would you agree? Are we always happy? Yes or no? No. Right? We're not always happy. We're lamenting. We're seeking. We're wanting something more. And I always say this, that when we look at, the understanding of life, we look at how are these things just always, we want the next thing, we're never satisfied, we're never happy. I often speak to children at school, and when you say you passed, no, but I didn't pass as well as I wanted to pass. Right? Oh, it's something more. We're striving. Okay, we got this job, but now I want to move to the next level. It's always that yearning for something else. We're constantly lamenting for things. And why do we lament? What is the motivation in our life? The motivation in our life is based on 4 things. And here we're getting into Bhakti now. So when we live, we are motivated by 4 things. One is through fear, right? Often children are fearful of consequences. What is the consequence of my action? So you do the right thing because you fear of the wrong thing. The next thing is by desire or greed, you want more. You are motivated by getting more. I'm going out there, I'm getting more money, I want more success. The third thing is by duty. You are motivated by duty. If you are a parent, you are dutiful to your family. Like Arjuna is a Kshatriya. He is duty bound to fight. He is motivated by duty. And the fourth and the most important one is we are motivated. We should be motivated by love. And in this world, love is very difficult to find. Would you agree with me? Are you afraid to say yes? You could just say it in your heart, right? But through life's experience, love is very difficult to find. I see so many smiles now. Because that is true. That is the lamentation of the human heart. That we are seeking this love. And we want to be loved. But with that comes a lot of pain. A lot of disappointment, a lot of hurt. But that love, if we channel it to the Supreme Being, we will never be hurt. There will never be pain, because He will never let us down. And that comes to how we live our lives as human beings, right? We live our lives through understanding that we have expectation. We have expectation, and then there's the reality of it. So this is very interesting. Gauranga Das in a lecture as well. And I love these lectures because, it's presented so practically that we can understand. So there's different types of senses. Even here, Krishna explains and Prabhupada gives us the purport to say that these calamities are such, whether it's summer, it's winter, we have to tolerate. Whether it's the hottest month or the coldest month, you've got to wake up early, you've got to take a bath early. Whether it's the hottest month, the lady still has to go to the kitchen and cook, right, in these conditions. So these things are there. When it comes to our senses, our bodily human senses, our eyes, we're seeking pleasure. We want to look at something beautiful. We want to see something beautiful. It's now online. Everything's online. And there's so many photoshopped images, correct? All these things, they look like everything's so beautiful. Now, when a young girl looks at that and she looks at herself in the mirror, she's under pressure because she wants to be that photoshopped person. It's the illusion of the eyes that's now become so easy. The senses have become, in this age of Kali, has been taken over by materialism. So even the eyes now, the senses, what we see, we want to always see beautiful things. When we don't, even in ourselves, we become distressed. Then the ears, another part of our senses, we want to always be praised. How often do we like people glorifying us? Oh, it's such a beautiful kirtan. What a beautiful prasadam that you cooked. You know, I loved visiting your home, but if somebody tells you something else, you take it lightly? No. You say, I went through so much, I put so much of effort, they came to visit me, but they still criticized me and left. Correct? Right? I put in so much of effort. They couldn't say thank you. They just left. We've said that. So we are looking for this praise. We are looking for glory. And then the tongue. We want to taste everything good also, but spoken words. Words hurt. Agree again? Words hurt. Sometimes things are said in the heat of a moment. And I always say when things are said in the heat of a moment, that's the truth. You can't go back and say, oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Have you ever experienced that? Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. But when it's said in the heat of the moment, I believe those words really mean. And those words hurt. So in this human life, we are having to tolerate all of this. We expect good things to see. We want to hear praise and glorification. And we want to be spoken with love and care. Now, when it comes to our ears, very interesting as well, is that Krishna gives us a pastime of Shishupal. And Shishupal was given a benediction that he could speak 100 bad words and he won't be killed. He could speak 100 bad words and he won't be killed. And what had happened? He used to be so strategic that he'd count 99 bad words about Krishna. He'd stop at 99. So he won't be killed and he'd start again. So in this pastime, Krishna actually shows us that he is being tolerant. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is being tolerant of Shishupal blaspheming him. So if the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be tolerant of somebody speaking badly about him, what to speak about you and I? And here we get upset. We get offended. This person offended me. How could he speak to me this way? I mean, I can say that. I also agree. And then sometimes I have to take a moment and step back and say, oops, I've got to be tolerant here. What is this teaching me? What am I learning from this experience? How can maybe I improve? And it's very difficult to do that. It's extremely difficult. Then we come to words. And words is another big one, right? And Srila Prabhupada was once asked by this married couple. Srila Prabhupada, this couple went to Srila Prabhupada and they asked him, they said, you know, we're having so much of problems. He's criticizing me, I'm criticizing him, we're clashing all the time. They told Srila Prabhupada, we're having so much of arguments, we're just criticizing each other all the time. And there's just so much of shouting and so much of disagreements in our home. And Srila Prabhupada said, fine, continue. But don't shout. You want to say something, say it, but don't shout. So after a few months, Prabhupada saw them and said, how's everything now in your marriage? And this couple said, Srila Prabhupada, we are so peaceful. We are so peaceful. And Prabhupada said, why? What was the difference? So this couple said, no shouting is no fun. So they decided now we'd rather not say anything because we're not shouting at each other anymore. What's the point? Right? So those spoken words are very, very important. And sometimes, you know, it is also understanding Okay, these are questions. Thank you. So it's also understanding how these words impact not only myself, but others in my circle as well. Once Srila Prabhupada went on a morning walk. And when he went on a morning walk, it was in Los Angeles. And the devotees there asked him, and they said, what is it that really this ocean looks so beautiful? And Srila Prabhupada on the morning walk near the ocean, he said it looks beautiful from afar. But once you get closer, and once you even get into the ocean, is it as beautiful? Yes or no? No. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj was once swimming, and the disciples give this encounter. He was once swimming in the ocean, and he went in with a gamsha. And Gauranga Prabhu says this so beautifully, that all the disciples were there. He was swimming in the ocean. And Maharaj, they told him, they said, Maharaj, you know what, don't go in. And he says, no, I've lived this life, And he went in, and for quite a while he was just going further. And then he was raising his hand. Devotees thought he was saying, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And then eventually he didn't come out for a while, but they could see him. So one of the disciples swam to get Maharaj. And when Maharaj was there, he says, you know what? My gamsha came off. So I can't come out. So then they went back and they got a gamsha to give to Maharaj to take him out of the water. This is the ocean of the material life that Prabhupada was describing. That once you get in, you think, hey, you know what? I'm swimming the ocean here. I'm riding the wave. I'm all good. And I'm going to get the next wave and the next wave and the next wave. And what happens? One wave comes crashing down. And then you say, no, maybe I just didn't maneuver enough. Let me try another wave. It's like eating a piece of cake. Another story. It was eating a piece of cake, and this cake looked so good. It's like yesterday we had Vyasa Puja of His Holiness Indradumna Swami, and there was a beautiful cake there for maybe an hour. And it was almost breakfast time, and I'm sure many people were thinking, oh, when's breakfast? I'd like to get a piece of that cake. And then imagine when you cut the cake and if the baker forgot the sugar. You'd be disappointed, right? So you're tasting the cake, you're checking, no, maybe the cream will taste better. Let me try from this angle. So that's material life. We're trying enjoyment. We're trying pleasure from all angles. And we're not giving up because we are hankering for that particular sense pleasure. And that's very important for us to identify that we have different seasons of our life as well. And many of you seated here, I can see our audience today, different seasons of life. I think our youth are busy with exams, right? So not many youth here, but there's different seasons of life as well. So spring is known as season of hope and renewal. Spring always beautiful, always bright, everything. Summer is known as working, getting success. Autumn is the season of transition. And winter, where we have to endure and grow. Now this season here of winter, where we in Durban do not really experience winter, but we say it's cold, right? But we don't really experience. That's the season many of us don't look forward to. Where the sun sets early, we've got to layer up, we've got to wake up early, still do our duties. So this winter of life is very difficult to navigate. When I'm talking winter of life, I'm not meaning literal. I'm meaning where we face calamities, where we face, and Radhanath Swami and His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami also mentions and speaks very often of the term reversals. When there's things that change in our lives and we have to endure these calamities. So take a moment to actually think, which season of life are you at the moment? Right? Are you in that blooming season of really success and good health and growth? Or are you in the winter of life where you're saying there's things that are bothering me, there's things that I've got to work on? Are you in autumn where you're transitioning into something else? And all the answers to everything comes back to the Bhagavad Gita. It all comes back. Krishna gives us all the answers for every phase and every season of life. Coming back to the acts of love, where we all want to love and be loved. Love, we experience scarcity, we experience discomfort, we experience unhappiness. And why? Because we are being tested all the time. Every single moment we are being tested. If you think about a marriage, if you think about a relationship, you are being tested to your commitment to that. Sometimes things, financial stress, you know, it can really, really bog people down in a relationship. Now you're going to say, you know, to love, you've got to be there through all seasons of life, through good and through bad, through sickness and in health. When you take those vows, it's a commitment. So you are being tested in everything. But what is real love? What is real love? We connect with the heart. We connect through bhakti. And that is what Srila Prabhupada says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, and I'm just waiting for that slide. Chapter 22, text 105, Srila Prabhupada says about bhakti, this softens our heart. When transcendental devotional service by which love for Krishna is attained is executed by the senses, again the senses that we spoke about, it is called sadhana bhakti, or the regulative discharge of devotional service. Such devotion eternally exists within the heart of every living entity. The awakening of this eternal devotion is the potentiality of the devotional service in practice. So when we look at that, we look at bhakti, it softens our heart. Bhakti is the devotional service practiced. It is very simple. Let's all chant together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is bhakti. When we connect with that bhakti, with that surrender, as Krishna mentioned, 1866, surrender unto me. I shall protect you, I shall reward you, I shall give you everything you need. When we look at the Bhagavad Gita for all our answers, that softens the heart. There is no other answer outside in the material world. It's just like that cake that we are eating. And we're wanting to taste the sugar. We're wanting to taste that goodness. It's not coming. So we'll try another piece. We will get into the icing. We'll get into the different layers. It's not coming. We are hankering for that love. And here, in this verse here that we're speaking about, it is saying here, the word Kunteya. Krishna is referring to Arjuna here in this verse as Kunti Devi's son. And what is he saying? He is saying, Kunti Devi's son, if your mother could endure all of those calamities in her life, have you not learned anything from her? This is the mother that's teaching the son through her action. And what eventually did Kunti Devi say, as we see here in the teachings of Queen Kunti? Kunti Devi says, eventually she says, bring upon more challenges into my life. Bring upon more calamities into my world. In that way, I can become more dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, when we're living through the challenges and calamities, can we think about that in that way? No. Very difficult. It comes through continuous practice. So Kunteya, Krishna is referred to in this, Arjuna is referred to in this verse as Kunteya, the son of Queen Kunti. He says, remember, you are the son, you are the descendant of Bharat. You are living this lineage. So uphold your duty comes back to that. When we focus our mind in this way and we disagree, we disconnect from the confusions of the world. Here we've got our sense enjoyment, we've got disconnect, we've got the mind, the body, it's always running away. But when we look at Bhakti Yoga softens the heart. This is the practice, daily practice of connecting to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who will not give us any hurt or any pain. Because what he expects from us, all he expects is, offer me a fruit, flower, leaf, water, I will accept it. All he wants is our sincerity. All he wants is our devotion. His Holiness Radhanath Swami speaks a lot about tolerance, and he says tolerance means to fix our mind, to fix our words and our actions on a higher principle. On a higher principle. Mind, words, actions. On a higher principle. Not the principle that's giving us all this pain, not to this material world, but on the higher principle. And that's all found in the teachings of Krishna. Mind, words, action. It culminates everything that we have been, encapsulates it. And how do we do that? We do that through gratitude. We've spoken so much about gratitude. We've spoken so much about gratitude. A quick reference is to the pastime of Sudama Brahman. And we recently celebrated that pastime. It's not really here done so in such an elaborate way, but definitely in India it is. And this pastime of Sudama Brahman, actually Sudama was holding the chipped rice. And he was holding it in he was embarrassed. He didn't want to give Krishna. He didn't want it for himself, although he was so poor. But he was embarrassed. He didn't openly give Krishna. And what had happened was that Sudama was holding it. And Krishna saw, what is this little cloth that you have? And Krishna snatched it from him. And he says, wow, chipped rice. And he was so happy to receive this from his friend. And he didn't give anything back to Sudama. And Sudama left after being well received in Rukmini's palace. Sudama left. On the way back home, Sudama did think. He said, Krishna didn't give me anything. He took my chipped rice, but he didn't give me anything. And he said, but how come he didn't reciprocate with me? That's my friend. And Sudama didn't think that in a bad way. He said, Krishna is being so kind to me, because if he gave me things, I may forget my eternal constitutional position. I'm so happy Krishna didn't give me anything. He's actually allowed me to live a life of poverty so I can remember him nicely. That was Sudama's mood. So when we are grateful, don't expect anything. But when Sudama went back home, what did he find? This huge palace. So then he says, wow, thank you, I'm so grateful. He didn't have any expectation of Krishna. He gave what he could, merely. He offered it with sincerity and devotion. And Krishna reciprocated, and that was his love. So, who am I becoming? It is the last day of May, the ultimate day of May 2026, and we asked this question about us in April. So, who are we becoming in our service, in our devotion, in our daily practice, in our gratitude, in the friends that we keep? What are we choosing to do with ourselves every single day? Are we choosing to be grateful for the calamities? Are we choosing to transform our heart through bhakti, through seeing that all these senses are going to be there? They're going to be there. We cannot get rid of these senses. But how we channel our energy of these senses are what is important. Gratitude practice, the lack of expectation in our life. Go in with nothing. Go in with no expectation. And you will come out feeling very grateful for whatever you may have experienced. And with that, I would also like to say today is an important day for us. If you have not been grateful to our founder Acharya, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, today is the final day of writing your Vyasa Puja offering. So maybe take a moment and write your offering and submit it online. Our eternal gratitude goes to our teachers. Right? Srila Prabhupada is known as our ever well wisher. And every letter that he signed off, he's written hundreds of letters in his time. Every letter that he signed off, what did he say to us? Your ever well wisher. What can we do? We can be grateful to Srila Prabhupada. So please take a moment, dear devotees, and guess if you're wondering what I'm talking about, please see any one of us at the foyer and we will explain to you. It's like a birthday card that you write. And often in a birthday card you say, thank you for this, thank you for that, thank you for that. So imagine to our spiritual master, to the founder Acharya, how much of gratitude we have in our hearts to give to him. And if we don't do that, we are doing a disservice to ourselves, because it shows that our heart is not soft yet and that there's lots of work that we still need to do. So I do hope that you have benefited a bit by just a quick reflection on your own lives and where you are at with Bhakti and where you're going to be in the next month from now. I'm just looking for my questions amongst all the paper that's here. There we go. I've got a few minutes. Let me try and see. Please, okay, your questions. Hare Krishna, why do we eat animal food which is given to the animal kingdom? Why do we eat animal food which is given to the animal kingdom? Well, we do not eat animal food. Right? One of our 4 regulative principles is no meat eating, actually the first one. So the path of bhakti is that our senses need to be controlled. And one of the ways that we can control our senses is actually when our mind is focused. So the food that we eat and the energy in which it's prepared is very important. So all our food, as I mentioned earlier, Krishna says, offer me a fruit, flower, leaf, or water. We offer it to Krishna. And once we eat that, it becomes prasadam. It becomes sanctified food that's offered to Krishna, and it helps our senses, it helps our mind become regulated. Because we've just spoken about our senses. So our tongue is a part of our senses, right? And what we eat, what we consume is to regulate our body and our mind. So we do not consume any meat. So we can actually soften our heart and take on this bhakti practice. What is your definition of the soul? Well, there's no definition of mine, right? Everything comes from the acharyas, from the Bhagavad Gita and our books. So therefore we are grateful for our parampara and our disciplic succession. So the soul, we have the Paramatma, the Atma, the Paramatma. The Paramatma is the soul and Krishna seated within us. And the soul transmigrates at the time of death. This verse actually explains to us here. It is the verse before the one that I've read, and I can read it to you very quickly. It's text 13 of chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita. Dehinasmin yata dehe komaram yomaram jarata ta dihantara praptir dhirastha tranya muyate. And the translation by Prabhupada is, as the embodied soul continuously passes in this planet from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at the time of death, and a sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So that is what the soul is, that it transmigrates. And Krishna gives us directly here. So it's definitely not my definition, but it's all, and as I said previously, all the answers come from the Bhagavad Gita. So through all our calamities, we are able to go through life as such. And I'm going to have to stop now. I know there's some announcements. And I always say that it's beautiful to observe the midday Aarti, the Rajbhoga Aarti, so we'll give full time for that today. If there's any further questions, you're welcome to connect with our devotees or myself. And please, I invite you to write your offering to Srila Prabhupada. It's very easy. Find it on our social media platform. It's prabhupada.com. co.com, I think it is, where we go, you just click there and you can submit an online offering, even if it's a few words, and you will receive a page that comes back to say that it has been submitted. Today's the deadline for Vyasa Puja. And this year, okay, a quick promo since I'm here. This year, it's a weekend-long festival, right? So Sri Krishna Janmashtami is a Friday. Saturday is Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. And I'm going to let you in a little secret. I may not be able to say this, but let me say it and I'll deal with it later. That Sunday, it's going to be, we're hoping we're going to have a Prabhupada festival. And that Prabhupada festival, if you submit your offerings, you're going to get a chance to read your offering to Srila Prabhupada right here. Shh, I wasn't meant to say that. But I'm giving you a little heads up. I'm going to give you a little heads up to say, write your offering. This year we have a weekend. Normally Vyasa Puja is very short, half a day, and everybody's rushing off. But we're going to have a Prabhupada festival on the Sunday. And it's ISKCON 60 years that ISKCON has come to the West. So let's glorify Srila Prabhupada. Let's have some gratitude in our heart. Let's get into the week with no expectation. And let's connect with that Bhakti practice from within every single day. Let's commit, when the altar opens, let's commit to one Bhakti practice that can soften your heart this week. Thank you so much. Their Lordship Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you, Krsangi Radhe Devi Dasi, for the dynamic class on practical solutions to everyday problems. I'm sure we all appreciated it. Can you give Mataji another round of applause? We'll now move on to announcements, and my most important announcement has been covered by Her Grace regarding the submissions for Srila Prabhupada, which closes today. The Bhakti Yoga Society and the Bhakti Theatre fundraiser mini market.
But Rukmini Devi actually asked me to mention that. I'll take a moment, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure.
Actually, a few weeks ago, thank you for the reminder. A few weeks ago, I went in BYS, right? I was a student many, many years ago, decades ago, at those same universities. UKZN, actually Howard College, I was there, and so I went there after many years. The campus has changed. I went to Westfall campus with BYS as well. Let me tell you, the students connect with these devotees. So this BYS mini market, all proceeds are going to campus youth preaching. So may I appeal to you to go down there, support as much as you can, because the youth need such philosophy. If you're a parent, if you're a teacher, if you have somebody in your life that's young, you know that children can go wayward very soon, very quickly. So support this youth, this campus preaching program called the Bhakti Yoga Society. Whatever you purchase, the proceeds will go to campus preaching. Thank you.
Thank you for covering that. Okay, so the next announcement is the Bhakti Theatre winter production. And there's a call for actors. Please contact Rukmini Devi Dasi. The Women's Forum Online Book Club, the teaching of Queen Kunti, which has been mentioned by Her Grace, occurs every fortnight on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. The upcoming courses, Learn to Play the Mridanga, the deadline for registration is today. The Samskara course starts on the 13th of June. Then a reminder regarding Purushotama Adhik Maas. There are many there are many special offerings available in the month for booking. For more information on the above-mentioned announcements, please see our social media pages. So today's love feast, Prasadam, has been lovingly prepared by the Gillets Namahata, headed by Sampati Das Prabhu. A big thank you to Prabhu and the team. So Thank you for attending the program and have a wonderful day further. We'll now move on to Aarti.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Come on. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Premanande. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astotara Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charan Aravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपा गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय गंगामाया यमुनामाया की Bhakti Devi Tulasi Maharani ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So while we're singing the Nrsingadev prayers, you will be able to offer your lamps to Shri Shri Radha Radhanath. Namaste Narasingaya. Namaste Narasingaya. Pralada Lada Daine. Pralada Lada Daine. Hiranya Kashipur Vakshaha. Hiranya Kashipur Vakshaha. Shilatan Kanakalaya. Shilatan Kanakalaya. Hitona Shinga Paratona Shinga. Hitona Shinga Paratona Shinga. Yato yato yamitato nashinga. Yato yato yamitato nashinga. Bahe nashinga, hridaye nashinga. Bahe nashinga, hridaye nashinga. Nara Singamadem Sharanam Prapade. Nara Singamadem Sharanam Prapade. Namaste Nara Singaya. Namaste Nara Singaya. Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipur Tanubringa Keshavadvita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare. Keshavadvita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol. Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Haribo. Okay, Mahaprashadam.